Prologue. Janine thought she saw something dark in the water down near the shoreline. It was big and black, and it seemed to move a little in the gently lapping water. She took a hit off the marijuana pipe and handed it back to her boyfriend. Could that be a really big fish, or some other kind of creature? Janine shook herself a little, telling herself not to let her imagination run away with her. Getting scared would ruin her high. Nimbo Lake was a huge artificial reservoir stocked for fishing, just like lots of other Arizona lakes. There'd never been tales of Nessie monsters around here. She heard Colby say, "Wow, the lake's on fire." Janine turned to look at her boyfriend. His freckled face and red hair glowed in the late afternoon sunlight. He had just taken a hit off the pipe and was staring across the water with an expression of idiotic awe. Janine giggled. "You're just lit, dude," she said, "in every way." "Yeah, so's the lake," Colby said. Janine turned and looked out over Nimbo Lake. Even though her own high hadn't quite kicked in yet, the sight was stunning. The late afternoon sun set the canyon wall ablaze in reds and golds. The water reflected the colours like a big smooth mirror. She remembered that Nimbo was Spanish for halo. The name totally fit. She took back the pipe and inhaled deeply, feeling the welcome burn down her throat. She'd be good and high any minute now. It was going to be fun. Still, what was that black shape down in the water? Just a trick of the light, Janine told herself. Whatever it was best to ignore it, not get creeped out by it or scared. Everything else was so perfect. This was their favourite spot, hers and Colby's, so beautiful, tucked into one of the coves on the lake, away from the campgrounds, away from everything, everybody. She and Colby usually came here on weekends, but today they had cut school and just taken off. The late summer weather was too good to pass up. It was way cooler and nicer up here than back in Phoenix. Colby's old car was parked off the dirt road behind them. As she looked out over the lake, the buzz came on. The feeling of a really great, impending high. The lake seemed almost too intensely gorgeous to look at, so she looked at Colby. He looked intensely gorgeous too. She grabbed hold of him and kissed him. He kissed her back. He tasted fabulous. Everything about him looked and felt fabulous. She pulled her lips away from his and looked into his eyes and said breathlessly, "Nimbo means halo. Did you know that?" "Wow," he said. "Wow." He sounded like that was the most amazing thing he'd ever heard in his life. He looked and sounded so funny saying that, like it was religious or something. Janine started to laugh, and Colby laughed too. In another couple of seconds, they were completely tangled up in each other's arms, groping and pawing. Janine managed to disentangle herself. "What's the matter?" Colby asked. "Nothing," Janine said. In a flash, she pulled off her halter top. Colby's eyes widened. "What are you doing?" he asked. "What do you think I'm doing?" She began to struggle with his t-shirt, trying to pull it off of him. "Wait a minute," Colby said. "Right here?" "Why not right here? It's better than the back seat of your car. Nobody's looking." "But maybe a boat," Janine laughed. "If there's a boat, so what? Who cares?" Colby was cooperating now, helping her get him out of his t-shirt. They were both clumsy with excitement, which only added to the thrill. Janine couldn't imagine why they hadn't done this here before. It wasn't like this was the first time they'd smoked pot here. But Janine kept picturing that shape down in the water. It was something, and until she knew what it was, it would keep nagging at her and ruin everything. Panting, she rose to her feet. "Come on," she said. "Let's go check something." "What?" Colby asked. "I dunno, just come on." She took Colby's hand and they stumbled down the rough slope toward the shore. Janine's buzz was starting to turn sour now. She hated when that happened. The sooner she found out that this whole thing was harmless, the sooner she could get back to feeling good.